When we are trying to emerge as our higher self, integrated into this physical construct that we identify with as our body, what can happen is that there is a disconnect between this higher vibrational experience that is catalyzed by a spiritual awakening or a twin flame journey and the negative emotions or the triggers and the reactions, almost as though there are two different states of being. There are actually more, but for the sake of simplicity, keep the discussion around two. So I call this being on the mountain, being in your highest vibration, spiritual self. You feel like maybe you could go and meditate for the rest of your life, live in an ashram. Then you're integrated back into the everyday world. You come down off the mountain. And when you come down off the mountain, your boots are dirty and your legs hurt and you're hungry and you're tired. And somebody says something to you that triggers a wound that you have, and it could be something so innocuous, like it hits you deep to the core, and then you find yourself reacting in ways that remind you of an old version of yourself. This is actually what the journey is all about. This is the process of integration. This is exactly what it is. It is not getting to the mountain and staying at the top. It's actually going down to your lowest shadow self, whoever you are, at your lowest moments in your life, and pulling that one up with you. What this looks like practically is that when you're triggered, you ask yourself, is this an old version of me that is rooted in negative emotions, negative vibrations, fear, uncertainty, challenge, disorder, chaos, all of the lower vibrational connections and entities? Or is this expansion? Is this vibrating with unconditional love, with safety and knowing and compassion and understanding from this higher perspective? So you ask yourself, who am I showing up as today? Who does it remind me of? And you start to bring yourself into alignment by choosing to actually act differently in your reality. So you actually have to brute force this at first. Some people call it fake it till you make it, but I don't really like that. It's actually more of like you have to show up differently even when it's uncomfortable and even when it's challenging. And when you fail at that, you have to be compassionate. You have to review your behavior, review your reactions, and that's how you become more conscious. So what you're talking about in this comment is this flipping back into a lower state of consciousness or unconsciousness. And you do so because all of those reactive patterns that pull you into autopilot are from your conditioning. If we were to take you, the you that exists in the present day, that was born at wherever you were born, whatever year you were born in, into the family, and we were to transport you into the future with very different circumstances, right? And a different family environment, a lot of what you're experiencing would fall away. So instead of transporting you literally to a different existence, what we're doing is we're asking you to transport yourself and to decide to start to let those patterns go. If you need help with this, I actually have a 6-week intensive boot camp, not for the faint of heart. You can check the link in the bio to see if you feel the call and the resonance. But the Higher Self Bootcamp is designed to help you break some of these patterns and to help you show up as your highest self in your relationships, in your 3D world, exactly as we are all called to do when we are on the consciousness expansion journey.